Which means we're holding something. Whenever you're holding or bracing something, it means you're strong in one direction, but you're weak in every other direction. That's why other Wing Chun, not to talk bad about other Wing Chuns, but they're because like if you no, because I mean like okay, so bones how they go like this, right? Like that. So if you're pushing in, I'm going like that. But what if you suddenly change your force to down a little bit? So you go down here. So you're punching forward, and I go up. You suddenly change your force, then they have to go do something like this. Whereas if we've got that openness, here that's open. So if you go down, you go forward, wherever you want to go, this is going to be open, and then you can get there no matter what. It doesn't matter where the force is coming from, because the joint is like this. If you had a fire hydrant, the fire hose, right, the big fire hoses, and you can't trick it. It doesn't have a hose, so you can't sneak up on it. If you're holding it in any direction and try to bend it, it doesn't matter. It's got flow inside of it. You can't bend it in anything, so you can't go this way and suddenly turn that way, which is why the Aikido people know they use that against other people. So if I'm doing this and you're resisting that, I can use that then to use that and flip the person over, right? Because we think we resist and they use that. A fire hydrant doesn't. It's got a flow inside of it, and this is what we're doing. So later I'll grab that Aikido because the thing that get him to put me in the lock. But if you can open this up, you can give your arm to them and to jiu-jitsu, or if they can't penetrate that joint, it doesn't matter. They trick you here. You just leave your arm open. There's like a fire hydrant. There's a flow going in there, and locks won't work on you if you can expand it. Does that make sense? There's an internal flow. There's an openness. There's an emptiness, and that's our power source, not an alignment. If you're going to use alignments, which in the academy they used to say shoulder, elbow, wrist, right? So for this movement, they will go shoulder to elbow, elbow to wrist, and come up here. But then if you're doing that and someone pushed in, it's only strong in that direction. Then you would have to do shoulder, elbow, wrist in another direction, which means you have to change your state. Whereas if you're open and you're moving, you don't have to. So if you are going to use alignment, I recommend you stand like this and use this. This is much stronger. I like that. The Suzuki guy that killed a bull, hit a bull like that, the karate guy killed it. So you can get a lot of power like this, but it requires this. Get him to do it like that, you probably can't do it, definitely, because he needs that. So if you're going to use alignment, do another martial art. If you're not going to use, if you're here to, if you're in Wing Chun to learn because of Sifu, it's something completely different. So the ideas of bracing, aligning, all of this, get rid of them. When you're doing Sifu Tao, go look for alignment. Look for, how do I move as effort, the opposite to alignment, the opposite to power. How do I move from here? I know the path. I know that I've been told to do this, right? Concept. How do I do that as effortless as possible? So the idea should be subtraction rather than addition. Meaning the idea of alignment is adding, Even the idea of relaxation for some of us is adding. So I'm tense here. I need to do something. There's a problem here, so I need to do something. So my mind goes there and relax. I'm adding. No, tension is you're doing something already, you're tense. So all you got to do is undo that, subtract, and then relaxation happens. So what we're talking about, the tailbone. The tailbone's like this, subtract means let go, and the gravity will take it, the body goes back to the way it needs to be. So relaxation is not an addition, it's a subtraction. We're always trying to do less. So I'm thinking about aligning here, aligning there. Having said that, alignment is to feel the structure like something. I'm not bad mouthing the shoulder over wrist because in the beginning I teach like that too. Someone that lifts up from here, if you're pulling down, if I lift up from here, I don't get the idea of alignment at all. Then it makes sense to push into the student's arm. So if you push into towards my elbow, then I get that feedback and I use that to move. Then it makes sense to do it that way. But that's only for beginners that are always pushing from here. Once you got the idea of alignment, once you know you feel bones out of the circle, you can throw it away. Then you got to think, how can I move as effortless as possible? You don't stay on the path of keep putting more into that alignment, because you're locking yourself up more and more. Instead of that, you find the circle, subtract, and then it opens up more.
Yeah, I'm looking confused. On one side you say, just let it flow, but then emptiness.
Yes.
A flow and emptiness are two different things.
Exactly right. So the flow happens through, so it is contradictory, isn't it? The flow happens through, let's say you have a hose, tap is on, but it's clogged. Yeah. By unclogging it, the flow happens. So through emptying, this is tense, right? Through emptying the tension, if I can borrow you. So let's say bones out, right? If you're pushing too many bones out, let's say we're doing cheese out, right? So if I'm like that, there's tension, right? Yeah. And I want to get flow. If I think about flow any other way apart from letting go, it would have to be flow. That's the shoulder, elbow, wrist thing. Which to me, I think that's tensing. Whereas if I'm tense like this, you push in. Now I won't change anything I'm doing. All I'll do is I'll empty. So slowly, fingers back to the elbow joint, back to the shoulder, back down to the ground, spine upright. Now as you push in, do you feel like there's like a bubble coming in? So there's a flow already coming out through me emptying. By emptying, you allow, it becomes a two-way street for force. You allow, the flow happens through that unclogging, through that letting go.